I'll give it alive.
What?
It's alive! Bianca. Holy shit, last thing had 12 years. Hell yeah. But why? Why did the stream 3 weeks ago have 12... What the fuck? Why? What the fuck is this? What kind of random bullshit did that shit give me? Alright, good. Now all the visuals should be going properly. And now we just wait for everyone to get the fuck on. I think 6 emails was on. Is everyone actually here? Charles, Cadis, Lade, Saber, Alba. I think that's everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's everyone. Alright. Let me know when you guys are all ready, because we are recording and waiting. Alright. So, then who wants to summarize what happened last session?
I got a new friend.
You did?
Yeah, his name's Busco. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Anything else happen?
Lage lost his sense of taste in exchange for a giant battle axe.
And I don't think Saber was tempted to purchase anything.
Nope.
Although he did finally gain a sense of faith, which he could have traded away.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. Just have an entire arc of like getting this
And
faith
just
and then just trades it
Throw
away.
it away.
Yeah. By the way, due to your connections now, you can actually become a paladin if you wanted to. Paladin or cleric. Or warlock, even, I'd allow.
I'm still good in the direction I'm going.
Okay, just making sure. Just putting the option out there.
Kitty's got a hint about his past that he has no idea how to decipher, other than the fact that it's a recipe for a human, which I don't know if I know in character yet.
Well, it requires the ingredients of a human body. The recipe doesn't call the recipe calls for a human body to be present.
Like I said, beyond that, don't know
But yeah,
anything else about it.
Yeah, your character doesn't know that that's the recipe for a human body. So I will confirm that. You as a character, you as a player know this though. But yes. So that happened. Alba got her new friend. Saber discovered God. Lage lost his tongue. Cadiz gave up his book and gained some knowledge. And Charles had diarrhea.
He ate too many cookies.
Yes. He ate diarrhea-inducing cookies. He rolled it at one. Oh, and Lage was totally not eating a corpse, as blood is still flowing from his mouth. So,
As we're traveling on our way, I guess, on our merry way.
well, no, you guys, we're gonna pick up immediately after Lage has exited. We'll work that out, Bianca. Don't worry.
Okay, well, I have one weapon.
Yeah, you have your. I'll
maybe
say.
check it because it's left over from that other skill, but I already said that's what I wanted. So.
I'll say this, Bianca. Actually, yeah, I know that. Give me a sec. I know there was a thing for rifles and stuff. Give me a
It's in
sec.
the DMG.
Yeah, but I know I specifically had one for this.
Well, I don't mind taking more time to work on it.
Uh, yeah, here. Just put in. Jeez, it's 500. Oh, it makes sense for it to be 500 gold. Actually, now that I think about it.
Well, I have an amount if I have to.
Yeah, you will have to purchase the material and then you can build it. Is what I'll say. So that way you don't immediately end up with a fucking gun. You're also going to take some time to get that proficiency up. Which, due to your...
I already have the proficiency.
Oh, yeah! Artificers. Hell yeah. So then. Yes. Lage has lost his tongue. Well, connections to it. He'll never be able to taste his wife's sweet, sweet muffins again. Which, sad for him. Or good for him, depending. Actually, no, the times. But regardless, as you guys are leaving, I need everyone to make me a perception check. Let's start off the day with a nice perception check.
Will this be for a visual thing or auditory?
I'll allow either one. Right then. And Charles has dropped dead apparently.
Yeah, I had to restart.
Okay.
You don't have to roll.
Yeah, I'll roll for you really quick. Where the fuck is your character? I think you'd have a high enough passive, I thought. Nope, you have a really shit passive. Never mind. Right then. So, a few of you, Alba, Lage, and Cadiz, you see and, like, feel this presence approach before the rest of the party. And you more or less, well, I assume you guys turn to face whatever this presence is as they are approaching.
Yes.
Alright then. So as you guys turn to face him, I'm going to need, what would they be? Wisdom saving throw? Is that what it is? Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Oh, crap.
From you three.
Well,
As you turn to face this thing. That's a failure. Lage, that is also a failure. And Alba, that is a failure. Alrighty then. In the backs of your mind, you hear the word and feel compelled to drop to your knees. The rest of you, who ever have a passive above 10, will also notice the menacing presence approaching you all from the hole in the tree. The presence that stands before you guys, for those who turn to look. Just to take head count, who turns to look at the oncoming threat.
My Echo will.
And you see through him, don't you?
No.
Ah.
Unless I want to.
Okay,
He's
well.
his own little dude. He's a me from another time and dimension.
Alright, well, he's going to need to make me a wisdom saving throw, as I can't tell you what he sees, because you're not seeing through him. He needs to make me a wisdom saving throw. And that's a failure. So he feels compelled to drop to his knees. As the words kneel echo through his head. As it echoes through most of your heads, in fact, as this creature gets closer. Those of you who have bothered to turn and look, see a menacing figure. Donned in full black armor, in more or less what is it? Extravagant plate armor.
My Echo's immune to it has immunity to all conditions and charm effects. So
Would they be immune to the word? What was that one spell?
this
That
command is what was given, right?
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, command word like sit.
Yeah,
and
it would
stuff
be
like that.
effective. Okay,
Yeah. So
but he's not charmed. Just he followed the word command for that round. Yeah.
yeah, and the command is to basically grovel.
No, he's kneeling
Yeah.
in his sparky, shadowy form.
As horror fills his mind. But yes, the tall figure in full plate mail, blackened with gold trim, sporting the church's oh so favorite sigil that's just slightly tilted and having a few extra points to it, approaches you all. Mace in hand, tower shield on hanging off of his arm. You are the heretics that are doing the bidding of the church, conspiring with the likes of hags and fae.
Who conspired with hags and fae?
Oh dear.
Not me.
Yeah, not me either.
Says Lage, who can't talk with his tongue. No, he can talk, he just can't taste anything. But no, the figure actually imposingly walks just more or less through you guys, not giving a fuck for your presence or for how much resistance you put up, and marches towards the Fae to try and bash its skull in.
What?
Basically, a paladin has shown up from their church and is about to kill the fucking hag.
Oh,
While the rest of you, who have all gazed upon his
I didn't
armor...
realize we were still there.
Yes. While the rest of you who have gazed upon his armor are forced who have all failed the wisdom save of grovel.
It only lasts for like a round.
It's enough for him to at least get up and do what he needs to do. And he's going to try and bring his mace down through Grandmama.
Oh shit.
Although, as his mace almost collides, those of you who can still see Grandmama and who aren't eating dirt, quickly watch her turn into more or less a cloud of mist and just simply swim around it, in a sense, along with her cabin.
Saving throw, or do I have to?
Oh, yeah, you need to make a wisdom saving throw. Ah, Charles is the only person who passed.
Wait, you're telling me that the wisdom caster passed a wisdom save?
Actually, if he's a wisdom caster, he's a shit wisdom caster. He has -1.
Oh. Thought he was a cleric.
Hey, could be. So, Grandma fades and flies away on a mist of bugs, gently cackling to herself. Despicable Fae. But my duties do not call for me to hunt them. My duties bring me to you. Devils of the church. As it turns its attention now towards you.
I would like to clarify, what are you talking about? I haven't had no dealings with fae.
The creature that stood before you but a moment ago was known as a hag. A well-known, powerful
So I am
fae.
guilty by location. I had no I did no barter or trade with her.
This is irrelevant.
So you're a hypocrite.
You are not being trialed for these offenses.
So you are being a hypocrite because you were standing next to her and did nothing. You failed at your duties.
What's your armor class?
My Echo?
No, he's
Echo's the one that's in front of him.
yeah. What's your armor class?
What? My Echoes?
Doesn't matter.
AC 17 for my Echo, 21 for myself.
Alright, he just immediately rips your echo in half. Or whichever one of you is talking, he just rips you in half. Or rips into you with his mace.
Summon another Echo. With its arms crossed, standing, just staring at him with one of those delivered looks of basically, you know, how pathetic. Just shaking his head.
Alright, he's then going to look to the real you. Ah. The experimental robot, of course. Regardless, robot, understand this. I come with a message from the church.
Do you need a shrubbery?
And what the fuck are with these dice?
You didn't get the Monty Python.
Oh, I got the
never mind.
reference.
Okay.
I'm just ignoring it.
Boo!
What an
No
eccentric
fun,
performer.
Brian. Boo!
Right then. Give me a moment while I just make sure one more thing for his damage. Alright, you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage as he tries to knock you to the ground. Go ahead.
Well, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's just gonna embed his mace into your chest then.
He's kneeling.
No, he isn't.
I'm not
Saber
kneeling.
has refused to look at him.
Oh,
Regardless.
What is your problem?
Understand. My goal here is not to slay you heretics. I am simply the closest agent. Quite lowly work for a judge, admittedly. But your presence has been requested further west.
You could have just led with that.
He's gonna smack you again.
oh my.
Yeah, so that hits. For 14, another 14 points of bludgeoning.
Do you have to actually do damage for this? Is clearly just
You don't fuck with a judge.
story driven.
I mean, he doesn't plan to kill you. He will if he needs to, but he doesn't plan to.
Alright.
This is nothing new.
You're to head to Echo Bluff Harbor, near South Point. There has been heresy partaking in those parts. And what better use for heretics than to find other heretics? As my duties normally would send me there as an agent of the church, I must return northbound. You are to locate a man by the name of... God damn it, why didn't I write this down when I had it? Ramsey Adelson. A local preacher in the area who is suspected of this heresy. You will go investigate this heresy, and if proven guilty, execute him in the name of the church. Are these orders clear to you?
Okay.
Good. And he just simply turns and walks away.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I have to see how many charges of that actually used.
Well, that went shockingly well.
Actually, yeah, he probably could have kept you guys groveling for another 12 seconds, but he's gonna let that.
Nothing new from the church.
Yeah,
Eccentric radicals who think in only one direction. At least he had bravado.
There's just like an indent. Actually, Charles. No, not Charles. Cadiz. Kitty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to give me another perception check. If you wanna, just to see if you pick this up.
You look closer and you realize he's your long lost father.
No, nothing like that. Oh, good news, you caught it. He was bearing the mark of the old church. He wasn't following the newest order, he was following the older order of things.
Well, that's fun.
Indeed.
Are they not just one and the same? Just a different edge of of the same sword.
About that. When we're back on the road, I will
Yeah.
refresh your memory as to what our findings were back when that fanged feline was in our midst.
The vampire. Or is it Dampire?
You guys never did ask.
Or
Never got the chance.
inflated custom class that
Yeah.
in race.
Yeah.
Gotta stop allowing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure they were just a tabaxi rogue with the vampire transformation.
From the vampire
Valhalla.
thing from Dark Souls,
Valhalla.
whatever the heck it's called.
But yes, that one.
So, seeing as Cadiz is the only one that seems to recall that, go ahead, Cadiz. Regale them.
The current Inquisition is head by vampires, whereas the older order of the Church may not be involved, and if they knew, might do something about it.
So why didn't you tell him about the vampires?
Because my friendly mechanized companion just pissed him off to the point where we now have to pound the dent out of your chest.
I can heal that. Action, I shall heal myself.
Second one.
Second win.
Alright. How much damage was that again? It was a little over 30, almost 30 something if I recall.
There we go.
I mean, yeah, give me a sec. 14.
Mythical. Well,
Yeah, it was like 33 points of damage.
Fantastical fallen paladins or self-righteous wannabes who are too stupid to realize their own church is infested with vampires is pretty pathetic, if you ask me. I might be new to this whole religious thing, but wouldn't you think a bunch of holy people would know the undead are in their midst?
Says the guy who doesn't even know which god he's talking to.
But to be fair, we also kind of had an undead individual in our midst and were unaware of it. Vampires' entire thing is they keep themselves concealed. They don't go out bragging about it, especially in the middle of a church of light.
Carlos.
Well, the church, good or vampire or not, are all just evil, self-righteous psychopaths, in my opinion. Being beaten down by a arm of the church is nothing new to me, or to any of us, I am sure.
I don't think they're laid out in a grid.
Well, I tend to go out of my way to not piss them off, especially when they're already irritated by poor Grandmama's presence.
Well,
Now
that was
you
your
roll
silliness,
there.
negotiating weird trades with that woman. What is wrong with the barter system using currency? I did not compute your activities as necessary.
Some
Look at our
people,
barbarian. He keeps on touching his tongue like something's going to change.
some people
His mouth
do
is
not
still full of blood, by the way. He hasn't spat out the
care.
cookie, so it's still full of blood.
Some people do not care much for coin. Like, you remember this shopkeeper you got your first magical sword from?
Yes, I paid 500 gold for it.
Okay, while he was willing to exchange for coin, he also was willing to exchange for other things. And he actually gave much better items for non-coin.
The large mechanical, or
But
the large
but
skeletal
you gave away
machine.
odd objects like a book, and his tongue. There's no value in that, in a human's tongue, and unless it's some kind of weird magical component I've never heard of. It sounds like something the church would use, not. So I don't see why he would have a problem with it. I can see them sacrificing uh, the smallest of your kind in their dark arts.
Alba.
Well,
To be
Alva
Very
or the
bluntly.
children.
And there's also the fact that, honestly, I didn't know she was Fae. I thought she was just an odd magical practitioner. And technically, I was not wrong.
Well, next time we should lead off with your church is full of vampires. Go put your house in order.
Hey, we uncovered the secret of the church. Get murdered immediately. Profit?
That's his own dumb fault then if he wants to kill the messenger.
There's also the problem of we don't know who's in the loop or how far up it goes. Because for all we know, telling the judge there would have just had our heads caved in.
Well, let's just go to this town and pretend like we care what we need to do for him.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Indeed.
Yep.
So then, you guys end up traveling however many fucking days it takes. The town he mentioned is right over here. If you guys can see that or not, I don't know, okay? It should be, yes it is, okay. It's about 1,000 miles away.
1,000 miles? You know how many days that would take to walk?
Yes.
We have a cart, don't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Even then, I feel like the horses are probably going to need a few stops.
Without stops alone, it would take 13 days, 10 hours, and 35 minutes. So we're looking at almost
It's about 2 weeks.
almost a full month of a journey
Wait, 13 days?
without stop. Like if we did not stop at all.
True.
So you'd have to add at least if like with stops, you would probably have to add days to it, like a day, like a good number of week with or two with stops.
Well, the good news is it is the month of Thurendor. Early spring. So, you guys will at least have comfortable weather.
Yeah, it's just a leisurely stroll.
It's just a leisurely horseback ride for 13 days straight. Actually, I just looked it up. There's so many different fucking... whatever. Regardless, I'll say it takes you... let's call it an even 20 days to get there. Stopping for rations and everything else isn't too big of a deal. Most of you guys who have a plus, who even just have a positive in survival, can easily just scavenge up food or even go hunting. Cooking, preparing, and everything else, starting fires, none of that's an issue for you guys, and not too much really negative-wise happens. So you are free to chat amongst yourselves for the time being. Well, I prepare some stuff.
So, anyone want to talk about their feelings?
Or lack of feelings. Elva is there, by the way. She's just in the
Sure,
back.
perfect one.
She's just
Elva, you want to talk about? Elva, you want to talk about your feelings?
She just slowly cranks her head towards you. A new god has been born.
Okay. But how does that make you feel?
Like a war is coming.
Well,
My god, the gods of the gods of the light say that when more gods are born, more gods die. And when more gods die, that means more war happens. It is up to clerics like me, believers of the faith, to ensure that my god, as she just slowly raises her mace, is the victorious one. And she's happily kicking her feet off the side of the cart.
Monthly is kind of
having a
scary.
zealot as my business partner may prove to be a bad decision.
Have you accepted the gods of light as your savior? No!
What the,
Answer
what
wisely.
the hell? He's been a customer of ours for 5 years.
And now he's a customer to the floor.
God damn it.
As his brains are splattered everywhere. But luckily this bloodlust will eventually pass. But for the time being, why not enjoy it?
That's the spirit. I guess.
So no one of your characters want to have conversations with each other already then.
Well, Albert is working on some
So,
of her
should we
machines
just
in
tell
the
this heretic, if he is a heretic, to run away to another country, or should we just kill him and be done with it so we don't have to be worried
Well,
about it?
maybe we should investigate first. He might not actually be a bad person, or he could in fact be a
Do you
very awful
honestly think
person.
that person cares if he's good or bad? I
Well,
suggest no
No,
matter
but
what,
we do, don't we?
we tell him to run. Guilty or not guilty. Because if the church has deemed him a heretic, our investigation is merely a formality.
Our investigation should be used to determine how we deal with him. If
Exactly.
he's sitting there sacrificing children and doing really nasty shit, yes, we kill him for the church. If he's not, well, we'll jump off that bridge when we get there. Meanwhile, now, Alba, question.
Yep.
Do you think you can make a convincing fake corpse?
If I had some materials, probably.
You honestly think we'll be able to fool a zealot like that?
Fire is a wonderful cleanser.
Oh, crap.
I say
And if
we
we
find someone who is truly bad, we mutilate and burn him and beyond recognition, and we present that person as the heretic if the man is guilty enough. Because personally, unless he is truly evil, because a heretic does not necessarily mean evil, we do nothing to this man but tell him to run.
exactly, that's all I'm saying is but either way, we still have to know.
That would be very convenient, but I'm hazy as to whether we'll actually find such a man that would be worthy of burning and this.
No offense, but I've my experience that in your towns and cities, there is always a man of such ill repute. No offense, but humans are quite predictable in that nature when it comes down to large quantities of them in a single location. They will
Humans
always
do
be
like to
evil.
sin.
No offense taken.
Because otherwise I'd get angry again.
Otherwise, I'd fucking kill you. By the way, not Cadiz. Lage, you did level up, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
Shit, I forgot to.
I'm all done with mine.
Yeah.
Also, I have names and, well, picture for one of them anyway.
Alrighty then.
I think it's something to do once my meals.
But yes. But no. Outside of that, Elva doesn't contribute anything. She just happily kicks her feet, as nobody has asked her any questions.
No,
She asked
was,
the question.
but everyone didn't like it.
No, Lage had asked her a question about how she was feeling and just simply answered that, and seeing as that's the only NPC in the situation, I'm just letting you know, she didn't say anything.
She did, though.
I meant outside of what she had said.
Okay.
Maybe we should
Yeah,
find a healer that can communicate more.
Maybe we... well, it was fine. She's just eccentric.
How many tanks? Oh, our group organization, we have, I know it's just outside thought. So when we go into combat, we're more battle ready. You know, we got the barbarian, but we got to have me and the barbarian kind of up front. We got to have to work our strategies a little bit better because we've been caught too many times with our squishies, you know, out in the open.
Getting flanked, yes.
Well,
And
I
getting flanked.
have been working on myself to fix some of that, so...
I think
You're
this
talking about your new slave.
I think this conversation.
Don't think I haven't noticed that it is slightly offensive.
Bosco isn't a slave, he's my friend.
She says as she's having it.
Do you
carry
give him commands, and will he follow your commands to the point of his death without any true say of his own?
No.
That is a lie. He would die for you, would he not?
Whatever.
Because that is what he's programmed to do.
He's not programmed to do anything. He's not a machine.
Protocols uphold orders of master.
He's a magic construct.
Protocol 3.
That
Protect
is so
the
Brian,
typical.
stop doing that. Brian,
What?
That is so typical.
it is a magic construct.
Yes,
I know, he's just
because you
repeating
made
his
it.
protocol. that's
Because
all.
you made it, it means it's different.
I didn't make it.
Oh, even better.
Ask Charles. It came from a man with a book.
How are you transporting Bosco, by the way?
He doesn't have fatigue ability, so he's probably just trotting along beside us.
I know, but I just wanted to make sure with
Because
out of
he's
Bianca's
heavy, I'm
opinion.
heavy. I'm definitely
Yeah,
not
you
in the
probably
cart.
won't fit in the cart.
Yeah,
He
last thing
definitely
we need is the two constructs in the cart.
I was thinking that we could have him pull the cart since it'd be nothing to him, maybe, but
I mean, that would
You
allow
know,
you guys to go
what's his
faster.
No, what's his strength though?
Yes.
What's his carry? Because
I
he's still based off
can't
those
see that
rolls.
on the Brian can.
Give me a sec. I have to double check.
Because is it the same as a horse or is it greater?
It's probably greater if I had to be honest with you. Give me a sec. What the fuck was this thing called?
If it's greater, I guess we can use him as a.
Extra money with the horses.
Yeah, we can sell the money and get the and just use him.
There it is, bungle. Okay.
And we don't have to feed him.
He actually had what? He has a strength of 0. What?
Did you not edit it?
No, I just double checked. Apparently, give me a second.
It's fucking golem.
I don't.
Why would it
think
have a
this is
strength
the-
of 0?
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I have to double check one more thing.
For God's sake.
Fuck. I have the book downstairs. Give me a sec. I'll go grab it. I thought I'd.
What type of golem is it?
Bone.
I'll look up for you real quick.
Though I've already talked about with Brian with upgrading it, like adding mechanized add-ons to him.
So basically, he's a reduced threat flesh golem, but made out of bones.
I don't know.
They have a strength of 19.
Whatever you guys do, don't say nigger. Damn it! I said nigger.
It has a strength of 19.
According to D&D Beyond,
Well, that should be enough to pull a cart.
Which one are you going off of?
the reduced threat flesh golem, which also includes bone golems.
Nope. This is actually just a normal bone golem from Creature Codex. It has a strength of just 10.
Yep,
I
our
think
draft
I should
force are
use
far
the
more
Beyond
powerful.
one.
Yeah, but for challenge rating, it makes better sense for this.
Yeah, it would make better sense because that would be pretty powerful even to have a reduced threat.
Right.
Exactly.
So
So that's why it is just simply
bone
a bone golem. So it has a strength of 0 and a dexterity of 16.
Okay, so he's more agile. I guess it makes sense that I made him more look like a.
You didn't.
Oh
make
wait,
him.
is this? Did I?
You cut out there.
Yeah.
Keep cutting out.
It's got a whole charisma of 1.
It's okay. He's adorable.
Just hit one of his jaws. One of the jaws that makes up his kneecap fall off.
Ah,
One that Charles is familiar with.
Charles is also the only one who apparently is having shit internet connection.
I just
Well, I can't
just
really
type
help
it out
that.
and just type it out in like VC posting or whatever.
I just realized this gives Bianca 3 minions.
They all have great names.
Would you like to introduce them all? I just saw what you named your fucking cherub. I hate you.
Yeah, that's the golem we ordered. Alba has dubbed his name to be Bosco. The flying little hovercraft I made her, the homunculus servant that Alba made ages ago.
That also
Oh.
found God.
Alba has now taken to calling him Sherbert.
By the way, he has a metronome stuck to his stuck on top of him. You don't know how
Can I
he.
remove that, or
you
does
don't-
he
you
is
don't
that just his?
You don't know how he got it or how he managed to get it attached without you noticing, but he has a metronome on the top of his head.
If I try to take it off him, what does he do? Does he get upset?
He growls.
Okay, he can keep his metronome.
He's got a nice little cracked gear on top of it.
Okay. Also, he wouldn't growl. He'd probably just make aggressive whirling noises.
It whirs angrily!
Yes.
However, due to it being a construct, the golem, back to that, it would actually prove long-term beneficial. Because, again,
Well,
no
I-
food or drink or rest.
Yes. I told you I wanted to upgrade him with mechanized parts and plating and whatnot.
Oh, god damn it. Where the fuck are those cards?
Obviously, it'd be a long-term thing, but
Yes.
I think it'd be nice to have another thing that will gets stronger as we do.
Fair enough. We'll see. I'll look into it. I'll consider it.
Yeah.
Well, you already said
But
okay.
I guess they are not. I wouldn't find them as offensive because it'd be no different than a human having a pet dog. I guess a construct that is the equivalent to a dog is the same.
And dogs are friends. Dogs are good creatures.
Dogs are delicious.
Oh, well, I have in the town where the family that took me in, there was not a dog, but I believe a fox. I believe that was actually a fae, a trickster, would trick men into going into the woods, and they would come out, missing their clothes.
Lupa just gives a shifty look around like, oh no. Oh no. Who could have thought to do something like that?
I believe the locals call this spirit a kitsune. It always was a curiosity.
Weeb.
The daughter of the family that took me in always wanted it as a pet, but her father very much dismissed it, saying that fae are not to be pets.
Again, Lupa just stares.
I don't think Lupus Fae.
Lupus Celestial.
Exactly.
But yes, we continue to travel.
So if you do know, I would like to get her one as a pet if it's possible, seeing how if constructs could be pets and celestials could be pets, maybe a fae can be a pet.
Oh my god, is this just gonna become a Pokemon thing with you guys? Because if so, I'm fully down for it. I've been waiting to run a Pokemon game.
They say they are extremely rare, though. I doubt we'll ever run into one. A lot of people in the village that I was in stated that it was not really this fabled kitsune, but just drunk men wandering off and losing their clothes in the woods.
Masturbating in the woods. You know what? For the fun of it, Saber, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, for the love of Pete! I'm just trying to do conversation on this travel, and this is what's gonna. Well,
It's nothing bad.
We're all gonna die. 1 second here. Let's see, a D100, huh?
Yeah, just the D100.
A completely obnoxious roll. Nothing can good or bad can come out of that roll.
A butterfly lands on your head.
Insects. Your humankind dislikes these, do they not?
Those ones are okay. The blood-sucking ones, not so much.
It's ugly, we hate it.
Wait, who's gonna hit it?
No, I said if it's ugly, we hate it.
It's just
Understood.
it's just a simple It's just a simple monarch butterfly, just sitting on his head.
Oh, above game, I don't remember cases.
You
Can I
don't.
talk about possibly working in character to help make Cadus more resilient?
Oh, right.
Basically taking time to work towards the resilient feat while we're downtiming between towns.
I should also mention I actually do have rules on finding pets if you actually do want to take up
Well-
having a pet saver.
Well, the one I just described is in the codex is like the most rarest of them all.
Yes, but in order to even have a chance at finding it, you still have to roll to find it.
There's a system, isn't that in the that's in the
There
codex,
is-
right?
there is an entire
read
system
it. Let me
for
read
this.
it in the codex. We'll continue our travels.
Yeah.
Also, where are we stopping like to eat and stuff like that? Well,
I
you
assume
eat.
just,
I don't
like-
need to eat.
I assume you guys just, like, drop off on the sides of the road every now and again, or eat in the cart. Because,
I think we now and again we should stop because the horses need to eat too.
Yes.
oh, I thought you guys were switching over to.
No, because he only has he has a 0 strength. You would never be able to pull the cart, or a 0 like a 10 strength. You would never be able to pull the cart.
Well, no, the
That was
cart
everybody in
trip. The cart basically times his lift weight by 3 or 10. I thought, and it's not
No,
even
the
his.
whole-
It's not even his lift weight. It's his drag weight.
What was his drag weight?
It would. I think it's almost. If you take into the cart into effect, give me a sec. I have to double check. But give me a sec. I'll look it up just to make sure. It is twice your carrying capacity, so or 30 times your strength score. So he has a drag weight of 300, and with a cart that triples. I think.
So only 900 pounds.
I mean, most of you guys are lightweight guys, so yeah.
I'm the only one who wouldn't really want to do one in the cart.
Yeah.
A cart can carry a maximum, because I'm looking at it right now. It weighs 200 pounds right there, and it's a carrying capacity of 420 pounds.
Oh no, hold up, wait. It times it by 5
By
actually.
5.
So
yeah,
there it
capacity
is.
by
Yeah.
5. So a strength of 10. That's triple. So that's what 300.
Yeah. So it's
300 times 5.
is 1500.
1500. So
1500.
yeah. So I guess,
It could carry you.
but I don't fatigue. So
Yeah.
I don't think the cart could, though.
yeah, the cart couldn't, because the cart only has a capacity of 420 pounds. It would break the cart.
Yeah, if you got in it, it would break. But the point is that if he can carry more than the cart can handle, then he's fine.
Yeah, true. I mean, a mule itself. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, we should be good.
Yeah.
Though a mule would be stronger than him, but we don't have to feed him, so
Indeed.
it works out in the end. And we make some money on selling. And we had a draft horse. We didn't even have a mule.
Nah, get a draft horse.
Yeah, so we're saving money. We're selling the draft horse, and we're just using Mr. Roboto here.
Well, there are small towns that you do pass. You can easily drop the horses off there if you wanted to.
Well, let's sell
No,
them.
we have to make sure they're going to a good home.
Well,
The
most
draft horses, they
most
go
of
to a
the
good
small
home.
towns that you pass are like farmsteads.
Okay.
Oh, they would treat a horse well. I mean, that would
Yeah.
be us trying to sell a horse. That's like Christmas Day for them. That's something that they would be amazed about.
You're saying you're going to make
One or
my
two.
you're going to make my labors a lot easier? Well, only when it dies is it going to be dinner. You don't kill a work animal.
Yeah, I know.
If
We
anything, you
one or
have
two.
if it's a good work animal, you have it fucked to make more work animals.
I was about to say, and they really don't eat horses on farms because the meat does bad shit to people.
Don't go to Kyushu, Japan, then.
Yeah, really, you shouldn't.
In Kyushu, Japan, horse meat is a delicacy, and they eat it often.
Mm-hmm. But they also don't.
Yeah,
They
that's
also
in
don't
France,
use
too.
horses.
But also, they've been breeding horses that eat for a long time now. So any issues that the horse meat might have with humans, at least for those horses, wouldn't
Yeah.
be there. Because
Also, they
they're-
don't use horses. I thought they used mules, don't they?
Uh,
Because they have smaller fields, so they don't really need the large fucking the horse.
yeah, they'll eat horses, no problems. They
Yeah.
won't eat mules or oxen or anything. Oh, they'll eat oxen, but like mules, donkeys, and stuff like that, those are considered more animals of labor.
Yeah. We're
But,
getting
I mean, horses
way off track.
were used up in the northern region where they had more land.
Indeed.
But yeah, in Kyushu, horse sashimi, very popular. You can still get it today. It's about $100 for like 2 orders of horse sashimi.
Very nice. But, so, are you going to sell the horses?
Yeah, we can sell them. Make
You
some good
do
money
have
off of them.
2 horses, but Saber is riding one.
Well, I guess I could keep. No, I don't need mine.
All right.
Because I think you can go. Because if we're selling the other draft horse, what's the speed on this? On your robot, Bianca?
I don't know. Brian has the shoot
It's
to the goal.
30 feet. It's 30 feet a turn.
All right, then we're at the same speed, so I don't need the horse.
Yeah, yeah. So everything will work out. Granted, the horses weren't running, so you know
No,
you'll still end up the same
we
speed
fed 'em,
anyway.
We never really overloaded them. These horses are pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
Alba's been taking good care of him.
No, you haven't.
After the guy died, I literally bought like a load of shit for them before we left.
Yeah. So, how much are you gonna try and sell them for?
It's fine. I can just use that as extra food and materials.
How much are you gonna try and sell them for?
1 second.
No, well, I would say that your characters know the average price of a horse, but the question is, how much are you going to try and sell it to farmers
I'll
who probably
try
make
and-
a gold a month?
50 gold. I think is fair for each. So 100 gold total.
To poor farmers. Okay.
It saves them the cost of trying to go to the market. It saves them the cost of, they're already trained. They're in good
In other words-
condition.
They're poor, but it's very valuable to them.
Yeah, I mean, this is like buying a tractor for them in this time.
Yes, it would be, but it's still a lot of money. So I'm gonna roll to see if you guys can find a person that has the money to afford that.
Well, if we do stuff at a place that can afford that, every time we stop at a place, Alba's gonna go like pick up like herbs and whatnot.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just extra ingredients.
You don't find a single farmer that can afford both horses. Is the problem?
Oh no, we're not selling them as. I mean, we can sell one at a time. It's no big deal.
Yeah. However, I did roll a fucking natural 20. So you do manage to sell the horses at full price.
Which is how much?
100 gold.
Oh, okay.
They, actually, fuck it, I'll say only one person basically bought both horses because they have a large farmland.
Yeah, because also farmers are poor, but then you would have like the large plantations that are managing and running the fields.
Yes, so that's
and
why
that these farmers are working on or borrowing the land from.
That's why they could afford it. Yes.
All right, good stuff.
Yes, so make sure you mark off the horses. What do you want to do with the feed, though?
Can we turn it into something else?
No, we can give it to the feed for free.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
they'll happily take
tags
it.
a feed for you.
They just kind of look at all the feed, and then they look at their own fields and all the other horses, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. This will last about an hour, but sure.
Hey,
No,
we have no use of it.
A little daughter
I'm keeping
actually...
these apples and sugar cubes though.
A daughter runs up and hands you a doll made out of straw.
I will take a straw hat and I will give that little girl a gold piece for it.
Yeah. She smiles a barely toothed smile and runs off after saying thank you. The doll's wearing a it's very clearly just tied together with crap rope, like spare string, and the dress is just is literally just a napkin.
Well,
In some cultures, those are good luck charms.
in some cultures, they talk in an attempt to kill their owners.
Oh.
In some cultures, people bend over and have eyeballs in their butts.
I would find that, I believe the word would be hilarious.
It is. They think it's
Is
funny.
Is this something that the Fae do? I know they
Yes.
are tricksters.
They're very
The Fae
much
seem like
tricksters.
interesting folk. Other than that ugly hag, I had no interest in what she was trying to sell.
I could make a toy out of that.
But with eyeballs.
Well, like a practical joke toy.
I don't know. I've
Maybe they'd
opened,
be huge.
I've opened Bianca's autism.
What?
Stop
This
it.
is like what Alba would do.
No, I know where you as a person are going with this. You stop it
No,
right
I-
now.
Where am I going with this? I'm
You and I
confused.
both know. Now
I
shut up,
don't.
or else we're gonna get.
Also, on this trip, can I spend time learning from all the characters that have pets, like how to do animal handling, so I can assist if they need be in their care and treatment or whatever?
Depends on the players. Which one of you guys wants to teach them how to take care of an animal? The butterfly, by the way, after 7 days, is still keeps visiting your head.
I don't have active animals on me, but Alba did grow up on a farm. But I don't know if that'd be used without with any other animals.
Well, if you're using a creature from the Codex, that means you're technically training and bonding with a creature. I'm
She
just
is-
observing
The
and
goal?
learning.
She is not using a creature codex creature.
Oh, then who is? I thought someone was.
Someone is, but that depends on
Yeah.
them if they want to reveal themselves.
Okay, never mind.
I was about to say, technically, at least 2 of us are.
Mm-hmm. And if you
Because
count,
my skills with animals is not good, and I believe that is something that I would like to work on and improve, and maybe become more proficient in such abilities. Riding a horse is one thing, but knowing how to treat a animal well is another.
I would like to point out that those of you who have even the slightest bit of perception actually can notice the only reason why the butterfly is hanging around him is because there's pollen on his head. That's the only reason it's
Just
there.
gonna let him enjoy this moment.
It's just sitting on his head, looking at it.
As long as it doesn't block my vision, I don't care.
I mean, you don't have any flowers in your eye, so you should be fine. I thought you picked up a whole bunch of material already, Bianca.
I did, but that was like building equipment and stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
I did pick up stuff for healing, but I don't think what Tatus wants would be the same.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Give me a survival check.
No, do I roll?
Yeah.
Survival. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, I assume somebody's helping you.
Oh man, for some reason I just
No,
thought of a
probably
really awesome
Tatus,
character now.
since it's his thing.
Oh, now I feel bad. I just thought of this really awesome character. But
I mean-
anyways,
It's not too late for the butterfly to kill you.
Actually,
no,
what
just like going over the codex things and actually kind of like looking at some other things. I just thought this really badass character, but it's no big deal. It can be a backup just in case you just finally get pissed off of me bouncing around like a madman with my echo, especially once we get in higher levels when
Yeah.
I'm able to make more.
I'd imagine it's going to get quite annoying, in which case I'm just going to start hitting you with massive AoE spells.
And then I'll be able to,
Oh, fuck the rest
can-
of us, right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's your problem, not
basically.
mine. You see, Bianca, that sounds a whole lot like a you problem.
Oh,
No, it's you.
well, this Echo Knights, I was DMing a group. They were all 8th level characters, about 4 of them. And one 5th level Echo Knight was able to down 2 of them before they could take him down. So Echo Knights, if played well, they can be very powerful.
Indubitably. So then, you finally reached the port town. It has been a few weeks. Do you remember who you're here to find?
Um,
Oh, shit.
I'll give a base
Grimlow
intelligence check.
Finblow.
I'm surprised.
We were supposed to find a heretic.
Yeah, that's all you recall. I mean, if you guys weren't so busy trying to, piss off a person at the TPK, you guys.
My role.
Hey, I'm allowed to
Yeah.
roleplay.
Yeah, no, that's kind of why I completely missed the name, because, like, oh god.
True,
how
I
much
was
this
role
is
playing
now.
and I was kind of being a jerk about it. But
Wait a
yeah,
bit.
so I'm pretty sure someone heard about it. But I was kind of
I
like,
remember he
just being
said a
that
name,
way,
but I don't
just-
remember what it was. It sounded like choking.
It sounded like makes choking noises.
Did my history check?
Give me a sec. I actually didn't write that.
Alba was quiet throughout the whole thing, so
Indeed. You're here looking for a man by the name of Edward Carter.
oh, okay.
That may have not been his original name, but that's what it is now.
Well, the only name we got is Edward Carter. It kind of sounds a little fake to me, but
It does sound plain, correct?
However, at the time that you guys arrive, you hear church bells. As the small port town seems to almost be closing up for the evening, as Mass is starting.
You humans and those made of flesh should go to mass. They would expect that in this town. I, on the other hand, are not expected to do anything of the sort, so I shall get us a room at a local inn.
I'm not human. Why do I have to go?
You are made out of flesh and bones, and they expect you to pray to gods, the gods that they choose.
Do they, Brian?
Yes.
God damn it.
Seeing as all of you technically do fall into the category of having, quote, human rights, unquote, you are expected to show up for church.
God damn it.
Plus, we can check in there with local clergy and constabulary and figure out any elites they have on this guy.
The upside, however, there is an upside if you guys can make me a good religion check.
Ooh.
Okay, the 3 that actually expected to pass passed. Saber, you don't want to throw your hat into the ring?
Sure. What are we doing? Perception or religion?
Religion.
Ooh, I'm proficient in that now.
Mm-hmm.
Suck it, bitches.
Hell yeah, you and Cadis both got the same score, actually. You all, specifically Cadis and Saber, would both know that due to it being... Give me a sec so I can get the pronunciation correct. Due to it being Sar, the day of Sar, a weekend, the equivalent of Saturday, today is actually a day of feasting. And a day of community building. In short, you're allowed to show up to somebody's random house and invite yourself to their dinner table and spend the night.
I do not require subsistence.
Travelers are especially welcome, so long as they have good stories and are able to lead prayer properly.
We can do none of those things.
I
Are
mean,
there any other, like, halflings in this town?
perception check. I should mention, these streets actually are very small and actually not large enough for a full-sized cart, per se. Well, not
Well,
all
this
of
is
the
a
main...
this is like a fishing town.
All
I think there should be
only
a
ones
street
that are-
can do it.
let me explain. The main streets are big enough. However, all the small offshoots are made for something that would be the size of a wheelbarrow, perhaps.
Come on, you stupid thing.
Or a bicycle. Or a moped. However, these streets and the streets altogether are actually quite lacking, as it appears that they... Why do you keep rolling 2 different perceptions?
Because one's for my creature, because it has perception skill and it understands my languages.
Yeah, fair enough.
They both do.
I would say we'll workshop this next session, but yeah. But you guys
What do you
do
mean,
notice... Shush. You do notice that there's actually a lot of rivers in this town, specifically. And
Are
most...
we like in Venice?
It's essentially a Venice stand-in, yes.
Okay.
It's very much that instead of using the roads, due to the instability of the land, they're just like, hey, fuck roads, let's just use the waterway. So most of large transport is done by water. It also has a plethora of sky bridges. Which, even as you guys are passing through, there are people just, casually jogging and walking. Some people are, some of the youths are jumping from building to building, like little spider monkeys. And, everyone just kind of gives you an odd look, but, they're all heading off to prayer. However, with that 19, you don't spot any immediate halflings due to their size. However, you do spot something on the roof that isn't heading towards prayer.
Well,
He's about the size of it's about the size of a halfling, but he's very he's much stockier, almost dwarven like.
Well, then my little guy just starts whirling to kind of like point it out to me.
With that, however, he is going to see if he notices that he's been noticed, and he does, and immediately ducks away before we can get an eyeful of him. And the church bells continue to ring. So, Saber, you go off to go and find a place to stay, correct? Or are you guys going to do the household tradition of basically going into a stranger's house and sitting down?
Okay, I'll leave that up to the group. We'll see what they think.
I'd like to at least try and get to someone to stay in someone else's house, so we don't have to pay for it.
That is the benefit of it.
Okay, I mean, we do technically have stories we can tell. I'm not sure if they'll like them or not.
Mm-hmm. And Saber also has a doll he could win over the favor of somebody with.
I have the what?
You have the straw doll.
Oh, okay.
You could entertain children with it.
I guess. But she looks poor, or I think I made her day by giving me both. She can get a better doll.
You could. You could go doll shopping.
No, that's why I gave her the gold piece, so she could have a better doll.
Ah. Well, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Because she has a doll, but she can have a much better one.
No, she was giving you the doll.
I know, but the whole reason I gave her a lot of money for it is so she can get a better one.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Well, the doll's just in my bag.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I was like, no, she was offering you guys the doll to try and sell it to you because her family is poor. At least by her understanding.
Yeah, that's why I was willing to pay for it.
Yeah. Alright then. Alba, you're not here, so I can't have you make any checks. Would anyone else like to try and find a place to stay?
I'll leave it to the humans. They are probably more proficient at it than I am.
I mean, you actually would know the custom, because you did roll in that 20.
I mean, can I even talk? Do I still have to text?
You can talk if you want.
I thought you guys couldn't hear me. All right.
We couldn't.
Couldn't before, but you can now. So, yeah I'm going to look for a place to stay. Definitely.
Like, okay, well, first I need you to make me a religion check to see if you know the custom of how to basically get a free meal out of these people.
I think that
Alright.
nat 20 should have covered it. but
It
that's just
covers
me.
you. Technically, it covers you and Cadiz, who could take the time to explain it. But Charles, you do at least are aware of the custom.
Well, if they want to do it and not pay food, I'll definitely explain the custom.
Yeah. You more or less basically just explain some of the scripture and everything to them.
Yes. I'm sure the family that took me in, they've had this happen in their town before as well. So that's how I know about it.
A lot of times it's actually smaller towns that are more lenient on it. Larger towns, you kind of it's like a whole. It's a whole song and dance that you have to do before you can get the free food, essentially. Because everyone wants to go out and get somebody else's table. So if you're going to do that, you got to, put in some effort. Otherwise, nobody's cooking. But no, it actually is a way to basically it's basically a way to get all the homeless off the streets so they can clean it. And those who don't comply also get cleaned. But yeah, no, you managed to find a nice family who currently is entertaining about 6 other people. That's the first family you run into. The 6 other people, totaling with the family, totals up
We don't
to...
want to burden anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
That's up to the group, I guess.
The family that you encounter at the moment totals around 12 people, including the guests. However, they do have a very large table of food.
Okay. So we I guess we have to try and give them a good story before
Well,
we're allowed
you
in.
could go with this family, or you can roll, or you can press your luck to see if you find a better one.
Do we really need a better one?
Up to you guys.
But aren't they already hosting like a bunch of people?
They're hosting a total of, I think it was 8 people, and they themselves are
Let's
a
find a
family.
place.
They
let's find a
themselves are
place
a
that's less-
family of 4.
Let's find a place that's less crowded. I say.
Yeah.
All right. All right. You try, you look around for a bit more, and you find a place that's only hosting 3 people. While being a family of 5.
I'm sure we can throw some stories their way.
All right, then. So you go with the much smaller. You go with the larger family with less guests. All right. Which technically would be ideal. That is actually more ideal, actually. So yeah, you guys, what stories do you entertain them with?
These guys are followers of the new church, right?
They are followers of Solaris.
Okay.
They only know of the same church that you worship, Lage. Because you're a good Imperial citizen. Why are you hanging out with all these heretics?
You tell the story. You know what to say about getting us, into stockades.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to tell a story of how we met a paladin of a false god, and we beat the shit out of him.
Which story? Which one was this again?
The one we just met. You guys remember when we beat the shit out of that guy?
Deception roll, Lage.
Sure do. I would say
Okay.
it's more performance or deception, but
Nah, that's you're basically lying, but deception. Deception to see if they
Performance
believe.
to sell the lie.
Deception.
They're the same for me, so it's fine.
Deception to sell the lie. Performance to extravagate it. They
Oh,
look at
shit.
you very suspiciously.
Yeah, so we had them like groveling at our feet.
Which god is it he worshipped again? That he claimed to have worshipped?
Solaris.
You beat up a paladin of Solaris.
No. Did you say that which god did I worship or which god did he worship?
That he worshipped.
I don't think that's necessary for you
But
to know.
you just said that
he worshipped vampires.
No.
He worshipped Solaris, though.
He worships a different Solaris.
Good. I'm leaving.
How about we talk about the time that we met the vampire in the cave and we all almost died?
Yeah.
Lage wasn't there for that.
Oh, well,
Wait, you guys
yes.
met vampires?
There was a time
know-
where we were trapped in a cave and there was a vampire. And we had to kill many of his undead minions. And we met the moth lady outside of the cave. I looked towards our friendly neighborhood moth lady.
She's chewing on
Who's
their cart.
probably-
She's chewing on their curtains. Huh?
Elva.
Yeah. Oh wait.
I'm just going
Alba
to-
Alba is chewing on the other carton away from Elva. Huh?
I'm chewing on screws.
I'm just going to just leave a few
Al-
coins on the
Al
table.
Alba is
Sorry
chewing
about
on
the
the table.
curtains.
Elva is chewing on the curtains.
Sorry about the curtains. I hope this will cover them.
Oh wait, I'm not there. Fuck. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, but I explained how
I thought we were at.
The-
I was confused.
then we were ambushed by these bandits. And they tried to use a maiden as a deception. But we luckily saw through them and killed them all as in the name of the church as they attacked us from the trees.
Oh dear. The wife goes.
Yes. In fact, most of our dealings with is because of the church services, as I pull out our writ to impress them.
Ah, yes, they're very. So they just noticed the seal as, about 2/3 of them can read, and even less of them can read all of the fucking political jumbo.
But the seals, like it's this.
Yeah, they
shows
see
that,
they see the seal and they're like, oh, and then they like glance at the paper like, I don't understand any of this, so it must be important.
we are agents of the church, and
It's written in old Latin. It must be important.
hopefully that would reward my colleagues in the sustenance they require.
I mean, you guys were eating while telling me stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not eating. I do not require sustenance, so I just stand and just watch everybody.
Just stand and tell stories like a robot that you are.
No, I'll be standing in the corner, just watching everyone eat.
Elva is just sitting on the chair, just continuing to chew on part of the curtain in her hand that she ripped off. But on to a different matter. Did she just fucking... Okay. Bianca. Bianca?
Yeah. Sound wasn't working for a moment.
Ah, it was her. Okay. So,
Yes.
Bianca, how are
Yes.
you going to go about finding this mysterious figure?
Well, I go back to where I first saw him, obviously,
Uh-huh.
and I just. He was on a roof, right? So I go.
Yes,
up
about
to
5
the
stories tall,
building.
yes.
Well, I'm not going to climb it. I'm going to check the back of it in the direction where he went.
Do
He
you
probably
notice
escaped on another roof, but maybe there's an alleyway or something.
there are... Again, the way that it's set up is basically Venice, so there are thin streets in between these large, tall buildings, and the larger building, like the larger, quote, streets, unquote, are actually, where you'd expect main roads to be, are mostly just waterways.
Okay, so I guess I looked at, like he could have dropped something, so I'll look along these tiny pathways.
Okay.
Also, I have my little sherbet, and it has a flying speed, so I could have it fly up and look for a clue, but try to not directly on the roof. I don't want it to get like snatched or anything. Just fly up into it so it can get like a good view of it.
Uh-huh. Sure, go ahead and have it roll me a, investigation check. It has to roll an investigation check, not you.
Okay, it turns out its little lump eyes.
And it should have an investigation of in the negatives, if I recall.
Well, it doesn't.
Actually, it doesn't have any negatives. Holy shit.
Yeah, it doesn't have any. Well, it has a negative charisma, but
Yeah, but that's not important.
yeah. I need to roll a skill, but it doesn't have investigation
It's
listed.
just a D20 in that case, Bianca.
So. Okay. I'm just making sure.
All right. It doesn't find any articles of clothing. That'd be too
No, it
easy.
doesn't have to be clothing, footprints, or anything.
It does find a footprint, though.
Okay.
A single footprint.
So,
You know, I'll be nice. You find a pair of footprints. The thing that stands out about these footprints, however, is that one foot is bigger than the other. Considerably so.
okay. So, if it, records it with its memory, I could maybe have it, draw it for me. Since it has little tiny arms that pop out.
Sure.
Okay. Check what that be if I have to do one.
It's fine. It's an
Okay.
easy enough thing to convey.
Okay.
Yes. Specifically, the left foot is bigger than the right foot.
So, knowing that it was of a similar size to me, do I know any other creatures that have this, or could it just be a deformity?
Wait. We were being spied on by Whitey?
No, you're being
No,
spocked
no.
on by Jeremy.
My
Or,
little
Daniel, wherever the fuck that
The
was.
little sherbet spotted someone on the roof because I was looking for halfling people, and there was someone on the roof who was tiny, and he wasn't going to mass, and he didn't seem like he noticed the looking, so he ran off. And that's where Albert is right now.
She never told any of you guys this, of course.
Yeah, because I forgot.
Ha! Let me just
Well,
wander off into this city
who was the other-
alone.
Who has the other sending stone again? It's the guy.
Yeah?
God damn it.
Let me just wander off alone into a new city full of who knows what kind of dangers.
Yeah, I know. Well, I did say or an alchemy shop.
No, that's no fun. So then, it informs you of the large-footed man, and you are trying to figure out if you know anybody like that. You can give me a medicine or a history check.
Let's see.
You are not familiar with any species that have 1 foot bigger than the other.
So he's just deformed.
Presumably. You're able to make that safe assumption. Some kind of creature with a deformity.
What time is it right now? And
Well, as you actually begin to wonder that question, more church bells begin to sound. This time in the chime of 10.
which means,
It's 10 p.m.
well, I guess I should go find somewhere to stay then.
But you didn't know where your compatriots went, so...
No, but it's tonight of the feast, so I can go to a house and find
Indeed.
someone.
Indeed.
So I'm just gonna leave where I am currently.
Yep. The first house you encounter is hosting 17 people.
What kind of people?
Homeless. The day of feasting is basically a time that the church uses as an excuse to clean the streets. So essentially, all of the homeless basically file into other people's houses, who welcome them as long as they have good stories or can make good conversation.
Well, if they've got space, I'll join them.
It's a family of 6 hosting 17 people.
So there's no space left?
I mean, there is, but you'd just be adding a more burden to an already overburdened
Well,
family.
if there's somebody next door then.
Of course. That one's packed. Jesus fuck. Oh, good. Okay. So, you check about 5 different houses before you find just 2 homeless people being downright pampered by a family of 8.
Okay. Well,
And suddenly
I
you
guess
become the most interesting person in the entire fucking room.
oh great. Autism time.
Aha!
I just if I'm supposed to like make myself useful or fascinating, I'll just show them like all my gadgets that I've made.
I mean, Bosco is standing behind you.
Well, yeah, that and
Which kind of
shit that I've
scares the
made.
shit out of them. Because he's
Oh,
a
don't
giant...
worry, he's a good boy.
He's a giant skeleton minotaur.
I just instruct him to like sit and it's like think of him as like a guardian spirit.
But spirits are evil in the eyes of the church.
Well, I don't mean the evil kind. I more mean like you know, like a guardian celestial spirit.
Like an angel?
Something like that, but he's not quite an angel. He's a creature.
That's very much the ugliest angel I've ever seen.
Well, that's because he's not an angel. He's a creature. But he's here. He's made like this because he's supposed to be big and bulky and to protect little folk.
Oh, okay.
Like children and stuff. He's scary because he keeps the other scary things away.
The child in the room is crying.
No.
I rolled to see how everyone was taking it, and I was like, alright, this will be the child. And 5.
Well, it works where I come from anyway.
I was about to say, well, you all heard it, people. She feeds children to her skeleton creature.
No!
Basically, yeah, that's what she said.
Alba would never do such a thing. She loves children.
The old man in the
She's
room...
the size of one, goddammit.
The old man in the room just looks at the skeleton thing and just goes, meh. He just pulls out his sword and puts it on his lap and just keeps rocking.
Yeah, you won't hurt anyone.
Just staring at it like, bring it, bitch.
He's just sat there.
I survived a war, you know.
But that's cool.
I'll fuck that bitch up.
Well, he doesn't fight good veterans, sir. He only fights monsters.
The man's missing, actually, both of his legs and one of his arms.
Well, I'm not going to insult him.
He's rocking just purely with his core muscles.
We respect veterans in my household.
Yeah, right. But to see your household, kitty.
Well, that still applies everywhere. It's a family code, so to speak.
He just continues to rock in his chair, just not caring.
Okay, well...
You get the sense that he's just seen enough shit that he doesn't care. If somebody wants to try and kill him, bring it.
Well, that's fine. I'm not going to do
So,
anything anyway.
We have done enough stalling. What story do you regale the family with?
I don't know. I was just planning on showing them the gadgets that I've made. Like Sherbert, who is cute and harmless looking, so
Yes, but
kids would like that.
that is something I could go on for a few hours. You're expected to at least entertain them at least until, like, you know,
Oh god.
Yeah. Stories are how you waste time.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Alright, well, while you think, we'll cut back to the chaos that is the fucking family of 6. Plus these retards. So, other retards, one of you is eating, well, your compatriot is eating a carpet. Lage, I assume you're flexing and showing off your physical skill.
Mm-hmm.
Saber, what are you doing to entertain people?
Oh, we have to do like this all night.
Basically.
I talk about the horrors of my life as being tortured as an echo and living 1,000 lives and dying 1,000 times as an echo myself. Yeah, there's enough stories right there to talk about all the times I died when
The
I
children
was
begin to
summoned
cry.
by an echo knight from another dimension, from another time and another realm, and fought to the death for him.
The
And
children
all
begin
those
to cry.
experiences.
You make the children cry.
Yeah, I'm sure. And
These
kids,
children are
old
a bunch
people,
of pussies.
young people, I don't care. I tell that's the only stories I can really get into. I can just tell all night.
Charles, Cadiz, would you like to cover? In
Cadiz
fear
would-
of getting kicked out?
I'm gonna approach him and be like, "Hey, why don't we just do an arm wrestle?"
That's what's it. Cadiz would
Okay,
Tell
well,
them
I know what I can
how-
do. Instead of, if my stories are not good enough, I will just summon my echo and have it appear in like random locations and say it is magic. I am a magician.
The children seem to like that more.
It's not the same, but I just kind of like shrug my shoulders. Of this is what pleases the humans.
Even a few of the adults are actually entertained by it. What about you, Cadiz? How are you trying to not get kicked out?
he regaled him of how he met Lupa and,
How did you meet Lupa?
well, I actually have it in my backstory.
I know
Right
you
now
do.
and everything. It's gonna take a second to find which
Yeah.
tab that's on.
Well, when you're in the meantime, while you figure that out, what about you, Charles? How are you trying to not get kicked out?
I'm gonna basically diss the party.
You're gonna ditch the party?
Yeah. Mainly.
Fucking
mainly
worst
eat,
guest.
You know, more, but I'm gonna start with that. Well, I don't know about start with that one. Might save best for last. But basically diss the party in the most directly and indirectly possible, implying that it's them. But yeah, giving all the juiciest details without any of the minor ones like names and such. He tells about all of his dealings with lesser beings.
Oh, right. I forgot you're a rich boy. I forgot about that. So go on. Regale us. I think this will be an interesting story, Tal. Please, regale us.
Okay, so where do I even start?
This is going swimmingly, isn't it?
This is gonna take all fucking night, yeah?
I just want to basically get a couple of the high points.
Oh, well, the highest point would have to be Eve, but I'd save best for last. Maybe, include, well, the three highest points.
Charles,
probably.
what does your character say?
Okay.
There you go.
As in, shall I voice?
Yes.
Okay.
What? I have to roleplay in a role-playing game? What is this bullshit?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is this takes a while, so, okay.
Just give quick quick opinions of basically what your party members are like without trying to basically throw them all the way under the bus while also saying it in front of their faces.
Yep.
So go on. Or would you like some time to think on that?
No, I'm just thinking for like 5 seconds. Jeez. Okay. Okay. Can I just say something? Because like I want to move this along. I don't know. Fucking. I'm trying to figure this. Okay, let's see.
Do you want to buy some
Say
time?
the
with...
first thing that pops into your head when you think of each of your characters.
Basically, that's all you have to do.
just describe without names. A
You
would
put yourself in
be-
this situation.
Yeah, I know. It was the best thing. It was the only thing I could think of. Um,
Run with it, man.
I
AFK
wanna
for a
start-
second.
It's all right.
I'll start with Saber. The um, hopeless malfunctioning construct uh, that Charles managed to aid in his delusional quest. The what else would be, well, I mean, the current group, there's not much to say, but like there's that one. The nobleman without a clue. Speaking of and having to work under, and to cap it all off, the tales of his dealings with a vampire that was hiding amongst him and his compatriots, who he managed to spot, but the others didn't in time.
Lol.
He is brutally honest about all of it, but doesn't explain any of the like, legalities. Those would be the main 3 points.
I rolled to see how accurate of a smell it could be. It was a nat 20.
Oh, that's actually listed within Broodcraft. That can be done.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to see how much, basically, the play off of what you were going for could work with. So, Charles, as you're telling this story and, regaling them and describing your party, several of the people start to cough and wheeze and cover their mouths whenever you open your mouth. You have no idea why. So, Cadiz, how about your story to not get kicked out? Whitey. Cadiz.
I realized I was muted the whole time.
God damn it.
But yeah, no. Waking up without my memory one day, I found myself in a forest. Signs of a campsite, and some papers saying who I was, but that's about it. I wandered around trying to find food to stay myself in some direction towards a town, and failing miserably because I'm not exactly the most outdoorsy sort. And I just kind of gesture to my very thin frame. I stumbled across a pile of berries, which I ate one skeptically and found myself rather full. A few days of that, I actually stayed awake and managed to meet the source of the berries. Lupa, and I reach over and give her head scritches. Who has been my friend and companion ever since.
Bark, bark. Let's see how they appreciate the story. They like it. Yeah, you guys managed to get yourselves a free room for the night. Granted, it is, rather crowded. But it's a large building, so most of you can, find a comfortable spot either A, on the floor, or if you you're not, depends how rude you want to be.
I'm
Not
gonna make
very.
Charles
I
sleep
would.
on the
So not very, is what I heard.
Sorry.
No, it's alright. What do you want to do, Lage?
I was gonna say I'm gonna make Charles sleep on the floor.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was mostly saying. I'm like, all right. So who's getting this? Who's getting the floor? Charles eyes the couch as Lage just picks him up and puts him in a corner.
I mean, I have my own like. Hang on. It's
just-
not.
Hey,
not
you
exactly
better not be in my
correct.
corner. The corner I'm standing in.
Saber takes out his sword and gets ready to decapitate you. My corner.
This is my corner.
But no, the few homeless people, you know, they basically do a Rochambeau for the couch. And the person that wins basically, you know, yeah, they cross up on the couch and just curls up in a ball.
He's got my car.
It is big enough for actually two of them, so the two winners basically go on the couch while the third one takes a chair.
But before bedding down for the night, I'm going to find the head of the household and hand him a couple gold to replace the curtains that Elva ate.
Please, if we've been here long enough. Curtains being eaten is the least weirdest thing that's ever happened in this family.
Well, it's not like I'm not well enough off to do this. And
Very
it's
well.
coming out of her purse.
Very well, then. Ella doesn't have a purse. She ate it.
No, she handed it to me.
Did she?
Yes, about 10 sessions back
Uh,
when we first met the centipede.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess. Did you never ask?
And-
It
and
would make
I've been
sense for
holding on to
Elva.
it since.
How much gold does she even have?
You said it was like 200 and something. I've never actually dipped into it. I'm only telling them that.
Oh, okay. Right, fair enough. So then, the night passes, everyone tells their stories, and in the morning you're all shown the door.
By
The
morning, I'm
streets-
already out the door.
The streets are surprisingly clean. Like, almost power washed clean. Despite having heard no noise through the entire night from outside. Jack, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, I think before we start pursuing in this investigation, maybe we pause for the day and pick it up tomorrow, or pick it up next week.
Up to you guys, because I know Albo is still investigating one thing.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it could just be investigation work. Like, I don't mind staying longer if an extra person.
Well,
We've also been
Doesn't-
going for only, like, just under 2 hours, because we started very fucking late.
well,
Well,
I had a long weekend. I went to a wedding on Saturday, and I went to the Maryland Ren Fest today. I work tomorrow, so Saber can be helping that people clean up their house while you guys do the investigation or something.
Nah, that's fine.
All right, thanks, guys.
I'll just have you get abducted by the purple space baby. It's fine. Alright, so Saber
I was
disappears.
just gonna say, like, it could be done in with a small amount of people, so it doesn't matter that much if some people need to go.
So then.
Yeah, I have school tomorrow. I might want to get off.
Yeah, great. Well, try to fucking show up on time next week then.
Yeah, sorry. I'll make sure to set an alarm.
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess we'll call it here then.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway. So I'll cut the recording here. Sorry, it
but
wasn't.
I wanted to have something to do.
Yeah, well, I wanted the game to
I mean,
start.
I can do it. Well, I can do it as a little side thing and just update the group in the morning, next week.
No, this is something important, actually.
Okay.
Oh,
And-
do I need to be here?
Well, it was important, but seeing as people
The
need to
thing
go...
I was just going to do is, like, check if this town had places where they had wanted posters and see if our guy we're looking for had one and see if he had a description. Because we
No.
weren't given one.
The person with the uneven feet, you mean? Or Edward, whatever?
Either or. I just want to look. Because he was acting suspicious, so it could either turn out to be our guy or someone completely different. Either way, I'm looking for that guy. We're looking for 2 people. Well, Alba's looking for 2 people.
I'll save the
so-
time. No. It is not.
Okay, that's pain.
It's not that easy.
I could
Caduceus
interrogate some of the
plan.
homeless.
Make sure somebody writes down the fucking name.
I did.
Edward Carr. Oh,
Target Edward Carter.
yes.
Possible heretic?
I know I already closed the tab, but can I have an inside check on the folks that were coughing at next door?
Sure. Give me a sec. No idea.
No idea. Yeah. Okay, great. Safe
Maybe you just ate some
to
garlic. Who
assume
knows?
then. Wait, was
Maybe you ate some garlic.
it a high or a low roll?
It was low.
Or maybe they were just being rude.
Or maybe you had stinky breath.
Was what I. Perhaps. I don't know.
People are weird. These lesser breed of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. How dare they not have 5 people waiting on them, hand and foot. But yeah, we're gonna call it here for today. That stream. Hopefully, we can all gather up on fucking time next week.